The highest honor for an NFL player is winning the coveted MVP award at the NFL Honors. Heading into the 2025 season, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes were the leading MVP candidate odds. Plagued by injuries and teams with surprising starts have dramatically shaken up those odds. After Week 7, Patrick Mahomes is the leading favorite, with Baker Mayfield right behind. Drake May and Matthew Stafford are rising in the rankings as well. Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Harth, joined by Brianna Langberg and Sophia Monteforte, and we're here to break down where the MVP race stands now in the middle of the season. Now, Brianna, I'm going to come to you first. Like I said, at the beginning of the season, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson were in the odds, leading the discussion about becoming MVP, plagued by injuries. Where do you stand now with players who started the season promising for the MVP and have kind of fallen short of those expectations?
Yeah, I want to talk about Jalen Hurts. I mean, coming into the season, after his Super Bowl appearance, the way that he played in that game, I think that everyone would have thought that he would be at least in the top 5 quarterbacks, but he really has fallen short. I mean, yesterday's game might have brought back some of that spark, but until yesterday's game, he was ranked on the lower side in the league on passing yards. And I want to talk about this number right up here, the 21 sacks only in Week 7. That's kind of absurd to me, and that's the most in the league. And so I think that he really has fallen short. And I think if he gets that spark and continues playing off of yesterday's game, maybe he can come back into the talks. But right now, he hasn't been doing so well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with your Jalen Hurts take. I will take any excuse to say that he's not the dog because I'm not an Eagles fan, so that's great. Lamar Jackson, though, is someone that I am he is injured right now on that hamstring, but he's expected to come back for Week 8 against the Bears. But even before that, before his injury in the Chiefs game, he had a fumble and an interception that game. He only has 869 yards for the season, with which I know he's behind in some games with the other quarterbacks, but still, he was sacked 15 times in those first 4 games, which is over half for what he had the entire 2024 season. So Lamar Jackson and this entire Ravens team, honestly, has not been playing the way that they were expected to when they came in as Super Bowl contenders, as another MVP candidate. So I am not impressed by this team whatsoever, and I know you have to hand it to some injuries that they're taking on the offensive and defensive line. Roquan Smith is out, which that's a big hit, but still not a quarterback that I'm impressed with.
I think you both touched on it perfectly. Like we said, leading the MVP discussion going into the season, their teams had all of this potential success surrounding them, and they're both falling short. The only thing I'm going to come back at you with for Lamar Jackson is the team is put up a fraction of the points he's put up in all the games he's played. So although they're falling short as a team in every game, he clearly has some magic that team is desperately missing during his injury. Now, if we flip to the other side of the equation, where there's people falling short, there's people surpassing expectations. Sophia, with you, what is a player that has caught your eye this season that you weren't expecting going into it?
Yeah, I'm looking at Matt Stafford. I mean, he is the 3rd QB in the ranking for the most passing yards. He has 1,866. That's impressive. And he has the most passing touchdowns with 17. I mean, he's doing great. He's showing us that Rams team that we missed from 2021. Their record is 5-2, which is the best one that we've seen, and they're tied for the NFC West first place. So, I mean, after their game yesterday in London against the Jags, they did win 35-7, and Matt Stafford had 5 passing touchdowns.
Even without Puka Nacua, too. I mean, talks about the depth on their team as well.
That's what I'm saying. He's making chemistry with those other players that aren't in the big names every week, and they aren't making those big plays all the time, but they're showing up with Matt Stafford. So that means that he has good chemistry with this team, and he's just a talented quarterback.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that he should be in the talks for MVP. Definitely didn't think so coming in, but now for sure. I am going to go with the pick Drake May. I mean, he led this team to a 4-13 record last season, but now they are at the top of the AFC East. And he just broke a record that Tom Brady held. He was in yesterday's game against the Titans, he was 21 for 23. That's a 91% completion rate. And so if you're comparing numbers between Tom Brady and a quarterback who's only in their 2nd season in the NFL, I think that's something that you definitely have to talk about. On top of that, he's had 4 games that are over 200 yards and a 135 passer rating. So that's just next to Tom Brady, and think that if he continues to have those games, I know we're still in the middle of the season and it's hard to say that for such a young quarterback, but his agility has really shown up. I can agree that he would be in my conversations for MVP.
Yeah, I like watching Drake May play. He's exciting, and he brings hope back to that Pats team. I'm not a Pats fan, but I'm just saying, they had so many suffering seasons after losing Tom Brady, so it's nice to see they can get some young legs out there and make something out of this team. I'm impressed with the way Drake May is playing.
Yeah, he's fun to watch, and it's bringing some light back into that team who has not had very many good seasons recently, so I'm excited to see him.
After a lot of success, the Patriots have certainly had their shortcomings, but Drake May does seem to have that spark for this offense. And I think you kind of both touched on it perfectly with these are teams who didn't really have much expectations going into the season. They were predicted to be fine, just kind of average, nothing standing out about them. But their quarterbacks are putting their names in conversation, really throwing them into that MVP conversation. And we just have to end the conversation with, if the award was being announced tomorrow, who would you guys say is going to be the MVP winner? Brianna, you first.
So I'm going to say Baker Mayfield. I think a lot of people would agree with me on this. I think he's playing at the top of his game right now. Also, he's only had one interception all season, and you can see in other teams there's been a lot more than that. But also, he's really good at spreading out those plays across the field and very successful in the red zone. On top of that, he also is able to make those first down conversions. We saw it in the game against the 49ers, that huge first down conversion where he really just stretched his arm out there. He didn't even look where he was going and he got the first down. So I'm going to give it to Baker Mayfield if I had to pick right now.
Yeah, talking about those interceptions, isn't that the one thing the QBs are not supposed to do and everyone's doing it? It's insane to me that we're impressed that they're not throwing interceptions. I just had to tap in on that one. But I wouldn't disagree with you about Baker Mayfield. If I had to pick for tomorrow, just based off yesterday, and honestly the week before his game, Bo Nix has been playing great. I mean, they had a historic comeback yesterday.
That comeback was crazy.
Didn't see it coming.
Never seen anything like it.
No.
Especially against a confident Jackson Dart,
Yeah.
who felt like he was pulling the Giants out of that year's slump. He comes back because he beat the Eagles last week, but now they were down the entire game, and they didn't come back until the second half. Same fashion that happened yesterday. I mean, they were down the entire game, not even just the second half, though. They were down the whole thing up until the fourth quarter, and then he comes back with 33 points. So I think that is something that needs to be recognized. This Broncos team, they're good. They're 5-2. They're playing strong. If they can get it together in that first half, they'll stay at the top of the leaderboard, and they'll stay in the conversation for MVP like Bo Nix. But they can't just keep getting these lucky or, connecting it together at the end. I love this Broncos team. I like Bo Nix. I mean, he came in third for Offensive Rookie of the Year last year, and that just shows that either this could be his year if he keeps it up, or he's just getting better, and I don't think he's going to be stopped anytime soon.
Yeah, the Broncos just need to figure out their consistency, and then they've got it down. I mean, they looked great when they played the Eagles the week before, or a few weeks ago, and they're just looking strong. Just need to have that consistency, because they have those moments where they're really great, and then it's the other moments where you're like, oh, this is not the same team we saw a few plays before. But I think it's interesting that all of your takes were quarterback specific. It'll be interesting to see if Puka Nacua can get in there with the wide receivers, Jonathan Taylor with the running backs. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season shakes out, but I'm excited to see who comes out on top.
Me too.
The NFL MVP race is in full swing as we enter the midpoint of the 2025 NFL season. It'll be interesting to see if the preseason favorites turn it around in the second half of the season, or if it will be one of the rising favorites that will stay hot to finish out the season. For Brianna Langberg and Sophia Monteforte, I'm Lauren Harth. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For more content like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a like, and follow our socials down below.
And as always, we are
Penn State Sports Night.